The 3 reasons why they're not implemented, and this is part 2 of the 3x3x3 outline. The one reason is poverty is expensive. Someone is paying and someone is profiting. Generally, the people who are paying are those who are not housed. They're paying with their health. They're paying extra fees to stay in hotel rooms or Airbnbs instead of having a home or a stable place to live. They're paying with their mental health. It's just an all-around devastating situation. They're paying with their spiritual health because so many churches are stepping out of the realm of helping directly and are paying into programs that are supposed to help people. And so many people can't even get through those doors. I was just talking to a father yesterday, a father of 2 small boys, and every program that he has talked to is predominantly for women and children. And here he is, a homeless father with 2 boys who's working and has to wait in the organizations that will accept him. He has to wait for them to accept him. And so he's paying astronomical prices, trying to keep his boys above ground and off the streets. And last night it was in the 20s overnight. So I can't imagine what it would be like to be out on the street in that type of weather with 2 boys. But on the other hand, someone is profiting. There are people that work in the social services realm, whether it's a private organization or whatever, people who are supposed to be helping to eliminate to end homelessness. They're getting paid, they get to go home, they get to drive in cars, they get to eat the food they want, they get to go on vacation a lot of times, and they're profiting. And so what I'm working on, what is so important about what I'm building is that I never want a penny that could go towards helping somebody else to profit what I'm building. I can't stomach that idea of having to rely on somebody else's home and food and security to be secure. That's just something that doesn't fit well with me. And so that's why this is a barrier to establishing those three compassionate steps. Number 2, the lack of knowledge about how brain development, nervous system regulation, and trauma impact those without stable housing. This is huge. It's not just about people are addicts or people are lazy or they don't have jobs or this or that and that. I mean, COVID was a huge awakening, but there's still so many people that don't understand this very thing right here. And this is the foundation of every person. Brain development, nervous system regulation, how they learned to regulate their nervous systems, if they learned to regulate their nervous systems, and the trauma that they endured predominantly in the first 3 years of their life, because that sets the stage for everything that comes after. From what you learned in those first 3 years of life sets the stage for who you will become as an adult, unless you have a major force that comes in and redirects the energy from what has happened. So this here is another barrier to why homelessness exists, and those 3 compassionate steps are not being implemented. Number 3, those without housing aren't involved in the conversations. We are often the ones who have the time and the passion to work on the quote-unquote housing crisis. And I tell you this from experience, my son and I have been unhoused for 3.5 years, a little bit more than 3.5 years. We have been without stable housing. When we had a car, we slept in it. We have slept in our storage unit. We have slept in numerous hotels. And I've tried to get involved with conversations. I've been introduced to heads of organizations that this is their thing. They work on getting people into housing and programs and things of that nature. To get into a conversation and have an impact is so challenging. I even went to the city council because they started a homelessness task force. I couldn't even get on the list. The counselor who's in charge of the homelessness task force would not even take my information. So I could get on a list to participate in creating the solutions they're hoping to implement.